All right, so we're on step 4 now, which is walk it out. And, I hear a lot of people say, well, I know that, but I don't know that. And, they're talking about different scriptures or somebody will tell them, you need to surrender that to the Lord or you need to trust the Lord. And it's like, well, I know that, but I don't know that. Or, God totally loves you. Don't you know? Well, yeah, I know that. I just don't know that. And what I've come to discover, and I think it was because the Lord revealed it to me, is that people who say, I know that, but I don't know that, those are the people who don't walk it out. So they have all this book knowledge or all this church time that they've spent, but they really don't walk out what they know. So even though they know God loves them, they don't walk in a manner that they know God loves them. And so this is where we're going to start encouraging you to walk out what you said you know. So now you've learned about your identity and who you actually are, and you've learned about who God actually is. You've gotten unstuck for 1 or 2 different things. And now it's time to put those things into practice. It's like, wait a minute, didn't you say you forgave your mom? Okay, well then walk in a manner that is worthy of what you said you did. Oh, didn't you say that, you're really a kind person or you're really a humble person? Then now we're going to start encouraging you to walk out what you know. And we've built enough of a relationship with you that we should be able to do that with you. I think that we all need to give each other permission in our groups to hold each other accountable. And this is where we start doing that, is in this step of walking it out. You're going to learn some fun little practical tips on how to actually do that in a practical way to walk out what you know. But I was just thinking about when I first started this ministry. Prior to starting this ministry, I absolutely knew God was calling me to do this. He gave me this vision, 8 years before I actually started it. And he had been training me and teaching me and giving me all the gifts that I needed to start this ministry. And once I finally said yes, and I started going through the process of becoming a nonprofit, and I started going through the process of writing the curriculum and all that stuff, I had so much self-doubt. I was getting hit by the enemy. I had self-doubt. I had insecurity. And I was having, all these things happen in my family. And I started to really doubt myself, like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm the person to do this. Look, I messed up when I was mentoring that one person. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I'm not even a high school graduate. Who am I to author a book or start a nonprofit? I've never even, done any of this stuff. And I just really started to doubt myself. And the Lord was just like, did you forget who I made you to be? Did you forget who I called you to be? Did you forget that I am in you and that I am with you and I will do this ministry through you? Did you forget all of that stuff? And that's where he had to just call me out. Like, it's time to walk it out. You know who you are. You know who I am. You've been unstuck. Now it's time to walk out the calling that I have on your life. And so we all struggle when it comes to walking it out. But even if you're afraid or even if you feel insecure, you need to do it anyways. I was afraid to start this ministry. I'm afraid to even be, doing this video right now, but I'm doing it. I'm being bold even if I don't feel bold. Just like I'm trusting the Lord even if I don't feel like I'm, have all these trusting feelings. Or when God is asking you to love people, he's not saying, oh, you have to have the feeling of love, but you need to have the action of love. And so I just want to encourage you to walk it out no matter how you feel. Don't wait for your feelings to change before you start being obedient to the Lord. If I would have waited to be, waited till my feelings changed, waited till I had all this confidence before I went forward doing what God called me to do, I wouldn't be doing this right now. So I would still be waiting. I'd be trying to do all these things to make myself confident. And it's not that that's going to make me confident. It's just relying on the truth and going forward anyways, going forward through the fear and doing what God's called me to do. And so I am asking you to do the exact same thing that I am doing right this second. And that is learning to walk it out and walking it out no matter how I feel. I need to walk out what I know in here, and that's going to get it down to my heart to make it real for me. And that's what's going to happen for you as well.